Hey guys, how's everybody doing? I wanted to touch base on a few things that I think are really important to talk about right now. Um, as far as being an Eagles fan goes. First things first, I want to talk about the possibility of Carson Wentz having one of the best games of the season, uh, tomorrow night. Okay? Um, we heard earlier in the week about Brandon Graham and Fletcher Cox have been praising him and how he's been, he wants to win. He's got that desire to win. He's been taking ownership for, his mistakes and his flaws this year. He stood up in front of the team and said, you know, a lot of this is on me. I am not playing to the best of my ability, and I'll accept that fact. And I got my Wentz shirt on today, as y'all can see. Um, And I honestly think that these past few weeks are going to motivate him, and they are going to um allow him to, just start getting the dice rolling again. I think he's gonna have one of the best games statistically that he's had all year, somewhere around 300 something yards, at least three or four TDs. Um, I'll talk about differentiating the passing and running games in a minute. But I'm really expecting big things out of Carson Wentz this week. And I don't think this team is ready to give up on him yet. With what Brandon and Fletch have been saying, that goes to show you there's people on this team that still care about this guy. They still love him. They still appreciate the fact that he's our leader. And we need to do everything we can to make sure that we're still there for him. Colin Cowherd, a few days ago, he defended him. He said, Eli Manning in his fourth year, he was not very good. He led the league in interceptions. He threw like 24 something interceptions. And he, he got it cleaned up, and the Giants went on to win the Super Bowl. Peyton Manning's fourth year, he was not very good. He had 23 something interceptions. Um, So quarterbacks from time to time will struggle. So this is nothing new. Eli Manning and Peyton, those two are future Hall of Famers. I believe he's already in the Hall of Fame, or he's already been enshrined or whatever. I don't know. Um, without a doubt, those two are future Hall of Famers. Um, you know, Nobody's talked about how bad they were at one point in their career, but I guess that's just part of playing for the Eagles is getting ridiculed by the media for no good reason. Um, Second thing I want to talk about is Jordan Howard and Raekwon Williams have been activated. Now I'm not too concerned about Raekwon Williams being activated. I mean, I like the guy. I think he's good, but there's not really gonna be much room for him to play. I don't think. Um, for tomorrow, I think he's just gonna be for security. Could be a healthy scratch, perhaps. Um, but Jordan Howard being activated from the practice squad to the active roster, um, we all saw what Jordan Howard did to Green Bay last year. He pretty much manhandled them. Okay, he had probably the best game of his Eagles career with them, or against that game, or against the Packers. Damn, I can't talk. Sorry. Um, and I think it's pretty inevitable. The key to having a chance at beating the Packers tomorrow is to run the ball, something that Doug Peterson has completely shied away from this year. Okay? You have two very talented backs in Miles Sanders and Jordan Howard. Use them. Okay? It's not that hard to give a running back 18 to 20 carries a game. Okay? Okay. So, first and second down scenarios, you give it to Sanders. Third downs or fourth down conversions, you use Jordan Howard and you punch up the middle. That bruiser back, he's a bruiser back type guy, that ground and pound style. And you can use Sanders effectively for second downs, use him in the passing game if you need to. Um, but just differentiate between passing and running. You know, balance it out equally. I think that's going to be a big key. Uh, and of course, a defensive line just get pressure to Aaron Rodgers. Um, we need our DBs to hold together. You got one of the best receivers in the league in Devontae Adams. So Darius Slay, man, you got to be on your A game tomorrow, man. I know you're dealing with a calf injury, but you're gonna have to tough it out, my guy. You gotta be strong. I know Devontae gives you a hard time. I've seen some clips of you going up against him, but you just gotta do your best to try to limit him as much as possible. Um, Another quick thing I want to talk to you guys about is what Kavon Wallace has been talking about in his interview. He's talking about how when he comes in, he's gonna be ready to go. There's gonna be this big storm coming in, and I love Kavon Wallace. Okay, I love his attitude. I love his demeanor. Um, we haven't seen too much of him, mainly because he's been on special teams. He did recover a fumble on a kick return against the Rams week 2. He struggled a little bit against the 49ers, but other than that, he's been pretty quiet because he's mostly been a special teams guy. I believe he's only gotten in the last 6 games like 4 defensive reps, or vice versa, reps in the last 4 games. I can't remember. It was somewhat along those lines. But what I love about Kavon Wallace is his ability to move around on the field. Sorry, I hold my phone steady. Just to move anywhere he can around the field. He can cover. He can deliver a big hit if he needs to. He's a baby Brian Dawkins, essentially. I'm not saying he's gonna end up like Brian Dawkins or he is the next Brian Dawkins, but he's got some slight similarities to him. I can't wait to see him out there now that we've let go of Will Parks, which was a stupid move in my opinion. But yeah, it's funny. My last video I uploaded, I had no clue Will Parks got cut until after I started uploading that video. But by then I didn't feel like making a video on that. But that's my opinion on the Will Parks situation. Um, but Kavon Wallace, the time is for him is now. The opportunity for him to come in and make an impact in our secondary. I think he and McLeod together, and even Jalen Mills, if he wants, if he stays consistent in certain scenarios, it's gonna be really fun to see him. And Doug Peterson's been talking about letting these young guys come in and play. I like the fact that even though this team's a dumpster fire, we're giving the young guys a chance, and that's what we need to do. We can't just let them sit on the bench and warm the bench. No, you gotta let them get reps in, especially if this season means nothing. We hold the 6th pick in the draft as of right now. What do we have to lose? Why would you risk getting your older stars injured when you can let your younger guys get in, make a name for themselves, get some reps in, um, instead of just having them, learn from the older guys and get all their reps in practice. Actually, put them in a game time scenario and actually make them have to work for for their fame. Um, I want to talk about Doug Peterson giving up his play calling too. He's been giving I heard in the second half of the Seattle game that Press Taylor was calling the plays, which was a terrible idea. Um, I I want Press Taylor gone too. I I knew said in the beginning after we fired Mike Rowe that once Press Taylor got promoted, it was gonna be bad. I was definitely worried, but here we are. Uh, Guys, why don't we have Deuce Staley call plays? He's not okay. I've been saying this since before we fired Mike Rowe. I would love to see Deuce Staley get a chance of being the offensive coordinator. Because unlike Doug, he's not gonna abandon the run. He's I just love his attitude. I love the way he coaches, the way he can connect with players, the way he and Miles Sanders have had a father-son relationship, you know. Now, if you want to incorporate Doug into the passing game, which is a very risky idea, but you can still do that, but you need a guy who's going to be willing to utilize the run game. And I think Deuce Staley is a perfect candidate for that. You stay within your internal group. You get a new quarterbacks coach for Carson, a guy that can understand Carson, like DeFilippo and Frank Reich were able to do. You have to get guys that can connect with players on both a personal and a professional level and are able to coach those players to the best of their abilities. Okay? No more of this, I'm going to do what I think is best for, what I think. It's my opinion, so we're going to do this and that and that. No. Do what's going to make your team and your players the best that they can be. Okay? That's what this league's about. It's not about, well, I'm just gonna do this and we're gonna see what happens, you know? I'm not saying don't be afraid to take risks, but you also gotta think about what is gonna be the best case scenario for this team and for the future. Um, but yeah, other than that, guys, that's pretty much all I gotta say. I guess this can count as a game day preview. Um, I'm not gonna say who's gonna win or lose because I have no clue. We could, if we pull off an upset, that would be amazing. Do I think it's gonna happen? I don't know. Um, but just something deep down inside me about this game, about just everything that's been going on, just tells me that this is gonna be a good game, even if we lose. So I don't know. Feel free to drop your thoughts in the comments down below. Like, comment, subscribe, do all that good stuff. Um, I'll see you guys very soon. I know I haven't been uploading as often as I should, but I've been kind of busy with my own life and stuff. I'm gonna try to upload more frequently, no promises, but other than that, fly goes fly. Peace out.